So what we're going to do.
What's your last name? O-U-I-M-E-T. How do you pronounce that?
What's that?
How do you pronounce that?
Weed, like O-U-I is weed in French.
Oh.
I was going to say that's French, isn't it?
Well, my brother's name is Ken. Keniston goes by Ken.
No, that's kind of
So this is my appeal brief that I filed with the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit.
Should we move over there?
You know, I don't care.
Probably can see it better.
You can't see it up there, obviously. But it's being shared online on YouTube. They're seeing it. This is my appeal brief, and the reason I'm showing my appeal brief is because there's something I want to show in here.
What's your YouTube channel?
Sovereign Living. I want to show in here.
What's your YouTube channel?
Sovereign Living. You want to turn that off because otherwise somebody's going to hear an echo. Turn off the volume or something, or the speaker.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, so the important thing to understand is we're live on YouTube. The important thing to understand about fictions of law invented by the Roman praetors under canon law, which is Roman law. We're live on YouTube. The important thing to understand about fictions of law invented by the Roman praetors under canon law, which is Roman law. Okay, we'll turn that down. There. So fictions of law were invented by the Roman praetors. In other words, it's Roman law. And Roman law and canon law are the same thing. For the Pope's ecclesiastical city-states, it's now the Vatican, under the pretense of doing equity. And this is a quote right out of Bouvier's Law Dictionary, 1856 edition, page 520. Fictions were invented by the Roman praetors, who, not possessing the power to abrogate the law, were nevertheless willing to derogate from it under the pretense of doing equity. To derogate from it, okay, anything in derogation of common law. Well, let me show you something in derogation of common law. Right there, where they spell that name in all block capital letters, that's in derogation of common law. Okay, for everybody on YouTube, right there where they spell that name in all block capital letters, that's in derogation of common law. At common law, a proper name is never spelt in all block capital letters. Okay, so that's a fiction of law. So let's continue. Under the pretense of doing equity. Fiction is the resource of weakness, which in order to obtain an object assumes as a fact what is known to be contrary to the truth. They know that this fiction of law doesn't exist, but they just automatically, so then when the legislator, they become a legislator, okay? When there's a fiction of law involved, they're a legislator because they're not neutral or unbiased, okay? It's not a judge, okay? He's not neutral or unbiased. He's a legislator. A legislator desires to accomplish his object. He need not feign, he commands. Okay? Fictions of law owe their origins to the legislative usurpations of the bench. And that's Bouvier's Law Dictionary, 1856 edition. And fictions of law owe their origins to the legislative usurpations of the bench, which means the fake judge is a legislator when dealing with fictions of law, which means the fake judge's legislative act is a bill of attainder. Because a bill of attainder is a legislative act that applies to named individuals to inflict punishment without a judicial trial. That's taken from U.S. versus Lovett. Bill of attainder, legislative act, no matter what their form, to either that apply either to named individuals or to easily ascertainable members of the group in such a way as to inflict punishment on them without a judicial trial. So then we go back to here. There's the named individual, and the punishment is arrest. And there's no judge's signature on here. Yes, this guy might be the judge of the 45th District Court normally, but in corpus juris secundum, it's fraud upon the court when the court is corrupted, but also in corpus juris secundum, let me see, I gotta catch up here. So we need derogation. Oh man, that's not in here. Okay, let's try this. Okay, I guess that's something I left out. Damn. In corpus juris secundum, let's see, where can I find that? In it's book 20. Book 20 of Corpus Juris Secundum. Well, let me see if I can. I didn't put it in my appeal brief. I'll bet it'll be in here. Oh, that's maybe I need to search by a different criteria. Superior Court. Okay, let's try it here. Damn. In Corpus Juris Secundum, Book 20, it says that when a superior court of general jurisdiction becomes involved in anything in derogation of common law, it becomes an inferior court of limited jurisdiction.
How do you make them stand up and salute that clause?
So in this DIY kangaroo courts, here we go. All of these court cases nowadays are inquisitions. Damn. Here we go, right here. General jurisdiction. Let's see if I can find that in here. It's not in there. Anyways, a court can be a court of general jurisdiction for some purposes and a court of limited jurisdiction for other purposes. When, therefore, a court of general jurisdiction proceeds under a special statute, it becomes a court of limited jurisdictions for the purpose of such proceeding. And that's Book 21 of Corpus Juris Secundum, and then Book 20 of American Jurisprudence. Accordingly, where a court of general jurisdiction undertakes to carry out a special power, decision made in exercise of such power is considered a ruling of a court of limited jurisdiction, and the court and the presumption that the court okay, so this way people on YouTube are seeing it. So then it is familiar law within special statutory authority and derogation of common laws conferred on courts of general jurisdiction. Such a court of general jurisdiction becomes quad hoc, and that means quad hoc is Latin for the purpose of this proceeding only, a court of inferior or limited jurisdiction. And so that's what they're talking about right here. Okay, and so what happens is that that judge in that case was not acting in his official capacity. He's acting in his private capacity. It's not a court. That's why there's no court seal. Okay, there's no court seal. The Authentications Act, that was the first act of Congress, was the Authentications Act. And it requires a court seal for any authentic court document to be recognized as authentic. It has to have a court seal, and there's no court seal on here. And that's evidence that that judge wasn't operating in his official capacity. He's operating in his private capacity. And so it's a legislative act. It's a bill of attainder, which prescribes punishment. Bill of attainder actually prescribes punishment that's the death penalty. A bill of pains and penalties, which is equally unconstitutional, is prescribes punishment less severe than the death penalty. The heck is happening? Anyways, so that's not that's a bill of attainder. It's a legislative act, and it's a fake warrant. Okay, there's no court seal. It's not an authentic warrant. Okay, it's color of law, and so it's attempted murder because I have a right to resist an unlawful arrest with lethal force if necessary. They wanted me to exercise my right to resist, so they have an excuse to murder me, and then they can say they killed another sovereign citizen terrorist. And so, that's what's going to get brought up. Anyways, don't get me going. So this is completely, that's color of law. That's a fake warrant. It's not a lawful warrant, and that's what they look like.
Hey, Glenn,
Yeah.
I was arrested on the 1st, and it says executed on the 18th.
Good point. That's what I'm looking at too.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Well, I don't know. There's actually my warrant. There was another warrant that was etched by Beach that said it was executed on, and that was when I was already in the jail in Tarrant County, and had been brought here from New Mexico, and so who knows?
It may have another meaning, maybe they get together.
Who knows? Yeah.
Maybe they're exporting things. I don't know. Maybe that's the straw man that they execute that one on. Kind of like what Heidi was saying.
Absolutely. Didn't think of that.
Maybe they would have got the straw man on the 18th.
And executed him?
Yep.
So this
Yeah.
should never come up again.
There you go.
I'll be back in a minute. I gotta use.
Okie dokie.
It's a lot of things it can be. And it's V, and what's the guy's last name? He picked up, this is yours, right?
Yeah.
P-R-E-N, you gotta look and see if there's a guy that
Preston?
works for them.
I think they know what's coming. I think this big Trump has just signed a thing releasing the new gold-backed currency. That's a game changer because all this comes from
Hey,
money. You can't do anything. It's all about money, and they're foreigners. See, so when that starts to crumble and fall, all your debts are going to go away.
What do you do when you have a foreign entity come into your country, rape and pillage and plunder?
Shoot them, hang them.
It's war.
yeah,
It's
Yeah.
war. Yeah.
we're getting ready to have a war, you think?
Well, my whole take on this is we are at war. We've been
Right.
at
We've been
war.
But
People
most
keep
people don't know,
talking.
they don't know it
The
though.
people keep talking about World War III. This is a whole new time and era. It's not the same. The other kinds didn't work out real well. Now it's cyber attacks. It's still doing stuff to you, but it's through what they do on the computers. They're ruining your reputation. And what have-
Silent weapons for quiet wars.
Yep, absolutely. We're in war. We have been in war for quite some time, but they're getting kind of nervous. They're getting kind of nervous because the guillotine or the noose or the bullet or necktie or something's coming, and they know it, and they're on the fly. They're trying to figure out how
To
to
escape.
say yes.
They're trying to get
Absolutely.
they're trying to get out of here.
There's more of us than there are them.
Oh, it's a small percentage. It's probably what 2%,
Yeah.
3%.
Oh, less than that.
Yeah.
Less,
And-
way less.
And what's happening right now with a lot of
But
these
see, people think they represent the
Hollywood
law
people?
I know.
and that they are an authority. In fact, they are a foreign entity that's invaded our country,
Yeah, the,
took over our
I
capital.
read all those papers too.
By smoke and mirrors.
Here's my phone.
There's a lot of people that need to
Here
be
you read the bullet
fitted
points.
for a
It's really
hypnotist.
good.
Yeah, I got it in my phone. I'll send you a
I'll
copy.
donate some rope.
Yeah.
And you gotta let that, you gotta burn that into your brain, you know, and stuff. What's going on right now? It's not, it's the Wizard of Oz, and the wizard is behind the curtain pulling all the levers and stuff, and we're out here, you know, we think it's real, and it's not. They told us a long time ago about the Wizard of Oz. They played that every year. I used to sit and watch it as a kid.
But they still have
Burn it into your brain.
They still have the handcuffs. They still put you in jail.
Well, they have to have a certain amount of, you
We
know,
have our Second
fear
Amendment.
tactics.
You have to agree to it, though.
Yeah,
But you
But
know,
he didn't agree to anything, and they still handcuffed him.
yeah, but then they'll take you. You don't want to give them your name. You don't want to answer to that. Okay. What was I just
We
told
were
you?
just talking about.
Oh,
Everybody
oh.
gets arrested because they allowed it to happen. But now, in his case, he really never did do anything. And they still got him.
Yeah, but you've never answered to the case. You know, even if they do this.
Well, he did
and-
answer the question, but he always said he was a sovereign living man.
No, that doesn't matter. They thumbprint you. They bring it up on the computer. You're probably in there somewhere. Oh, I see that you're so and so. If you don't know who I am, why are you trying to put me in here? They got to get you to answer. And every time I've been a court watcher, they always ask you at least 3 times, are you so and so? Well, if you don't know who I am, why are you trying to put me in prison? Why are you trying to do this to me? Then they might throw you in jail for a while to try to cool off. They'll send an attorney in and try to do that trick with you. I'm so and so, and what's your name again? I'm here. I got to know I got the right person. Did you hear? And I'm here to help you. You know, if you don't know who I am, why am I in? Just broken record. They got to get you to answer to the name, but you don't know whether it's uppercase, lowercase, what it is. Say that you're answering to.
He
And then-
did that too.
They just tell them to call me the beneficiary.
No,
Call me the beneficiary.
I wouldn't even go there. I would just be the broken record. What? If you don't know who I am, why am I here? You know, just broken record.
I can tell you that I filed an affidavit of life into the federal court. I don't think the federal court wants anything to do with it, and because I can tell you right now that if anything goes in, well, I'm gonna tell them that I want that fucking affidavit of life entered as exculpatory evidence into any case that they fucking think they're gonna start, and I think I might have it entered into if I file a lawsuit, a war crimes complaint, I might have it entered into that too, and as exculpatory evidence.
They have to
Well,
deal.
why-
They
why
deal
would-
with the dead, not the living.
That's right. That's exactly true.
deal with a myth.
The
And
dead,
and
the
try
dead.
And try to make us believe that it's real.
Yeah, it's necromancy. It's Satanism.
Dead.
They're
Dead.
Satanists.
That's all they can deal with is the dead.
I know, I like to have that one.
Whoa!
Can't be
Blow-
dead if you've
blow the
never
clothes
alive.
off.
Anyways,
Take the clothes off.
So that's a fake warrant, and that's why it's fake, and it doesn't have a court seal, and the judge is not a judge. He's a legislator issuing commandments. Right there, there's the commandment. He's a legislator, and he's issuing commandments, and so.
And also, there's no bond set by the judge on that one.
That's immaterial. You know, I don't know why you hit on this stuff that means nothing.
Okay.
That means they don't want you fucking released on bail. They set my bond at $500,000.
What money? What dollars?
Yeah, it's fake money.
Tell them to give you a napkin you can write on it, or a piece of toilet paper.
Yeah, right.
$500,000.
So and this is the affidavit, and now I've got this affidavit, and Randy said that we could probably go after him personally, and so I need to talk to Randy and see what exactly. So now that we've got this, that's what I'm going to do is talk to Randy about. How we can go after him personally after this fucking pig. He's a pig, okay? Pig is an acronym. Stands for persons in government that intend to perjure their oath. He's a pig, okay? Hey, pig. He's a pig. So, and so this, I got the name of that fucking FBI official too. And so I'm gonna send something to Trump. Brasher, C. Brasher, TFO. What's TFO stand for? TFO. Oh, Task Force Officer. FBI Task Force Officer. Okay, good. Sovereign citizens. Okay.
Is that the term they use?
I guess. Yep. After a standoff with law enforcement at the suspect's residence, a standoff, Ken? Was there some sort of standoff there?
Not that I knew of.
So that's false statements.
Do you have a compound, Ken?
They put my name in a proper case, Glenn. It's
I see that. I see that.
Well, earlier it was all up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it when they say sovereign citizen. That's oxymoron. And it's spoken by an oxymoron.
Well,
A moron.
you know, people keep saying that, but Congress issued House Joint Resolution 183 in 1940 saying that the sovereign citizens of America need to know their responsibilities in our republican form of government. And so what they're doing is they're making war on the republic is what they're doing.
Yep.
So calling it an oxymoron is a bunch of crap.
Yep. We've been at war for a long time. It's just heating up.
Yeah, you got that right. So that's good. So I gotta get this with Randy and see what exactly. Randy said that there was some felonies that this pig did in relation to these, and so I need to find out what exactly Randy's talking about. Anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about on YouTube. I wanted to talk about this fake warrant, and anybody on YouTube, you see what a fake warrant looks like and why it's fake. Under the Authentications Act of 1792, this is the first act of Congress. 1789, I'm not sure, but it was the first act of Congress. It's the Authentications Act. It requires a court seal and a judge's signature, and so there's really no judge's signature there because he's not operating in his official capacity, and there's no court seal. That's all. That's why there's no court seal. See, there's no court seal. There's no court seal anywhere there, and so that means that it's not a lawful warrant. It's color of law and it's attempted murder. Okay, they intend to kill. Because Ken has a right to resist an unlawful arrest with lethal force if necessary. They have a duty to show the warrant, when they arrest him, and they never do. And so they want him to resist their unlawful arrest, so then they have an excuse to murder him, and then they can say we killed another sovereign citizen. So they're making war on the republic is exactly what they're doing, okay? They're making war on the republic.
Yep, have been for a long time.
They certainly have.
I was able to figure it out on my phone here.
Anyways, people need to understand what's going on and how it's happening.
Can you see where it said you got to stand off with them?
No, I didn't.
And then they stand off. Like you're trying to
Shoot at him or something.
Yeah.